Okay, and I'm here with Christina Jones, who is with Trotec Laser, and she's got so much information to share, and she's going to share. Is this the smallest model that you have?
This is our smallest model.
Okay.
It's a Rayjet 50. Has an 18 by 12 working bed, and it also comes in a 30 and a 50 watt.
Okay.
So it's about the size of a really, really big all-in-one, just kind of for reference, and all-in-one printer.
Right.
And it sits on a table. It's around 100 pounds.
Okay.
So it's very portable. We have a lot of people use them in, kiosks.
You can
and
put
at
it
home,
on a cart.
Right, everything. So it's very easy to use.
Okay.
We at Trotec have two different lines of products. We have our Rayjet, which is our entry level. We also then have our Speedy line, which is our like next level, our more expert level.
Okay.
But they're both very good machines. They both have the same critical components on the inside.
Okay.
Our laser tubes, 40 watts and above, are ceramic laser tubes. So what makes those better than metal or glass is that they're fired at a really high heat. So when you put the gas into them, and then you take that and you fire it at 800 degrees, it kills off all of the inside extra bad things in the gas.
Okay.
And then it also sorry.
No, it's okay.
It also gives a better laser beam quality to it. So it's really nice. It also lasts much longer than other tubes. We expect over 7 years.
7 years.
Yep.
Is there a number of hours that you allocate to that, or is it just
it's
years?
also hours to. We usually say it in. I say it in years. So and
Okay.
because it really depends. But it does. They're very good tubes.
Now, how about the construction or the way it works as compared to other high-end lasers?
Sure. So one of the main things with our lasers is that it's called impact technology. And as you can see here, the laser head is actually underneath. This one's built a little bit differently than our others, but they all have the same general thing in mind, which is to protect the critical components from the dirt and debris that you get when you laser.
Okay.
So what is happening is you can see here, you can't see the motors, the gears, anything
Right.
like that. All of our lasers are like that. On some of our larger ones, these here are also covered as well.
Okay.
So that really helps protect all the mechanicals. It also means that none of the parts of our lasers are considered consumable. Our warranties are bumper to bumper, and they range anywhere from 1 year to 3 years, depending on the machine that you get.
Okay.
So that's one of the good features that we have that other people don't. Our parent company is a rubber stamp company. When they started making lasers, they had dirt and debris protection in mind because rubber is very dirty when you laser. So that's why ours are built the way that they are. They're built like tanks. Our company is based out of Austria,
Okay.
over in Europe, but all of the critical components, the laser tubes, and a lot of the mechanicals on the inside, those are all made in the USA. Everything's assembled in Austria, though. A really great company, very environmentally focused.
How long has it been around?
Trotec has been around for, I believe, 12 years.
12 years. Okay.
Yep.
And tell me, you were saying something about the length of comparison with other sort of lower cost lasers.
So, when you're looking at lasers, one of the things that you want to look at, it's very similar to you get what you pay for. Lower cost lasers generally have a glass laser tube in them.
Glass laser. Okay.
I always recommend to people, if you're buying a laser and you want it to last, you really want to look at metal or ceramic laser tubes.
Okay.
A glass laser tube, they're fragile. The beam quality is very poor on them. They have to be water cooled.
The beam quality is
yes,
poor.
is poor.
Okay.
And they have to be water cooled, which means that you're going to have water somewhere near.
And you have to change that out every so often.
Yeah, because it gets dirty, and laser tubes they can get very long. The higher the wattage, the longer they are. So your machine will start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So whereas metal and ceramic ones, they are air cooled. So you don't have to worry about that. There's no consumables there's technically no consumables, at least on ours, when you're running it. Your consumable is your energy consumption.
Right. Okay.
So, and the ceramic laser tubes are 30% more energy efficient than metal laser tubes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, your overall cost of ownership over Trotec is much less than some of the other out there.
Oh,
And we're not the only ones that think this. Adam Savage, he has one of our lasers. He has a Trotec 300, a Speedy 300. He has a nice video about it. He loves
cool.
it. He thinks
Okay,
it's a great machine. It was also featured in Iron Man. It was in his workshop.
Nice.
Right there in the back. Yeah, it's been all over. We have a very
cool.
big following.
Oh,
So
good. I'll have
of
to
our
look it up because
lasers,
I see,
Yeah.
but I see more the low end and sort of getting into the higher end.
Yeah,
I've been to
Iron
the
Man
Indian.
3. We were on.
Oh, I'll have to go look for it and find the minutes and seconds. You know, so that's pretty good. And so does this is the
This is a cutting table. So when you're cutting something, what's happening is you want to raise it up because when the laser beam fires down, it's going to hit that metal table and it's going to give you some flashback because it's going all the way through.
right.
So,
Okay.
and what's that may discolor the bottom, it'll give you an uneven cut. So you want to reduce your flashback as
I
much as
see.
possible. So you have this which has, it's our aluminum cutting grid, so with a very little space that it hits the metal at. And so, so it does that as well. When you're engraving, you take this out so it lays nice and flat also. So this is removable. It is separate, and but it is separate.
And I think you said this was a $10,000 range.
Yes, this starts at $10,000 and goes up from
And
there.
the ventilation
We do
system.
also sell exhaust systems. We have a couple different models of those. This little one here that you see, this one here
How deep is
it goes. It's about the same size as this machine here.
Okay.
This machine actually fits squarely on top of it.
I
There's
see.
little holes that the legs.
And
go
so
down
you
in.
could actually just do that. You don't have to have an extra table.
And then it's on wheels and everything too.
Okay.
So
And
this one starts at about $4,000.
Okay. Okay, that sounds great. And let me think, what else is there I want to talk to you about? Let me think. Because that's one of the things that I wondered about. What type of glass is it? Is it really does it protect from the laser
Yep.
or?
So when you have the lid closed, you have a class 2 laser. So you don't need any special protective eyewear or anything. When the lid is opened, our lasers are set up with an interlock system so they don't run.
Good.
If they did run,
Will they automatically shut off when you open
yes,
them?
it automatically shuts off when you open the lid.
Okay.
And it only runs when the lid is closed.
Okay.
With a class 2 laser, you don't have to have anything special. No special glasses, no special rooms, nothing like that. You can run it as is. What you're seeing here in the red dot, that's actually not the actual laser beam. That's a laser pointer, very similar to a laser pointer that you see.
So that's just to tell you where the corner is.
That is just to tell you where the laser beam is going to hit. You can't actually see the laser beam.
I see.
When you're doing this.
You can't. Okay.
You can't actually see the laser beam. It is invisible. Now, if this lid, for some reason, was to be open and you run the laser, that would be a class 4 laser in which you would need protective eyewear. I believe you can't even be in the room with it. It has to have a special
can't?
room. It's very,
When it
you're not-
executes all by itself.
yeah,
Sort of like when somebody takes an X-ray or something. I don't know.
Right. So that's why all these are protections in place.
Okay.
There's very different rules for class 4 lasers.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Because I asked about the T-shirt.
And so these are just all examples of different things that you can do with fabric. So
I see.
This here is layered twill. So it's very, a lot of people use it for like sports jerseys and stuff
I
like
see.
that. And you actually pre-layer the twill, and then you set up your file to do each one of these cut lines at a different depth. And then you just peel it
really?
off,
Oh,
so it's
cool.
already positioned
Oh.
when you peel everything off.
What do you use to adhere?
This is a self-stick twill, and
see.
then you have to put it under a heat press.
I see. So okay, because I do sew. So you would take 3 layers of self-stick twill, And you would they be sealed together before?
No. Well, when you're cutting them, that seals them off.
I see. So then you just have them.
And then you just put it on
Loosely.
there and then put it under a heat
Okay.
press.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what is this?
This here is called Laser Flex, and what that is it's a sheet that has it feels like sticky, like a stickier iron-on, a vinyl type iron-on. Which, by the way, when we're talking about laser safety, the one thing that you cannot run on a laser is PVC. PVC, which is also vinyl, lets off a hydrochloric gas, which has and dioxins in it, which will hurt your laser and it will hurt you. So that's one thing, and that's with any laser, not just ours, any laser out there. But anyway, so this is a non-PVC iron-on. What you do is you actually reverse engrave this, so it takes away all of the stuff in between, just leaves the black, and it's going to be in reverse. And then you put this in a heat press, and it comes out like that.
So it's got something else. Oh, it's a paperback
Yeah, it's
something.
paper-backed,
Okay.
yep.
I see. Okay, that's
So
interesting.
over here is what happens. This is man-made. This is man-made suede. So man-made materials are pretty neat because they're very plasticky based. So what this is actually, it's actually melting it, and so it's making
And it changes the color.
And it changes the color.
Nice.
So,
like that.
and I don't know if you can see this. This
Yeah, I
is
can
what
see
happens when you engrave on cotton. So this is a cotton shirt, and it just makes it a little bit lighter. The light in here isn't really good. In some lights, you can see it really well.
Some people might want that for sort
So,
of a faded
for a
look.
faded look, but it also cuts fabric really well.
Yeah.
It cuts all fabric really, really well. So,
Oh, I didn't see this whole thing. Okay.
this is what it does to fleece.
Oh,
and
really?
that also just melts it.
Oh,
And and that's becoming very, very popular.
nice. The Wall of Honor. We like it.
Is you want to focus your machine.
Okay.
So when you're focusing your machine, this machine here does not have autofocus.
Okay.
So it's a manual focus. This is the focus tool. It is calibrated to the length of your lens.
Okay.
And then all you need to do is bring up the Z until that falls over.
Really?
When that falls over, you're in focus.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes. So we'll put that
And then that stays where? Anywhere?
anywhere.
Oh,
Anywhere
okay.
you're not lasering.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. So,
I'll go on this side.
we use, we use CorelDRAW. I've already set up a file and sent it over to print. So this right here is called RayJet Commander. This is the software that actually runs the laser.
Okay.
What
the
you
print
do?
software.
Yep. You would actually go, and when you're in CorelDRAW, Adobe Illustrator, any vector type program
Okay.
that you have,
What format file do you take in?
any
SVG or something?
well, it's any one that those programs can read. So
Oh, really? So
yeah,
you can
'cause
take
what
in a
it is-
JPEG, or you can take
Right.
in a PNG, or
Yep. So
Really?
you open up in one of those programs, and then you hit print. You set up your file. You hit print. And then what it is, it's a printer. It's a printer driver. So the printer driver, then you choose the laser, and then you tell it the size. You tell it what material you're working with, all of that stuff, and then you hit go. Then this opens up here.
Can you adjust the size in the printer software?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the image that you have here?
Okay, so we're just doing a ruler.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it looks like right here.
Okay.
It's just a wood ruler. So in here, it was already in our queue, so I
Okay.
just reset the job.
All right.
Because we have a full sheet and it's over in the corner, I'm going to just tell it to go in the corner. We already have our settings set up for it. So we're engraving at 85% power and 75% speed. And we are cutting at 85% power and 1.7% speed. So all you have to do then is hit start.
Is it to scale?
Yep.
I don't know.
It's only 6 inches.
Yeah. Next time I'll bring my my gear file. So just out of curiosity, do you actually have a PNG or a JPEG that we can route through it? The reason is that that's kind of interesting, I think. That it
yeah, I
can
can take
take.
you over to another machine.
Okay.
They have very specific
And then-
files for specific machines at a trade show just because there's so many people
Sure.
to do custom.
Sure, and then also I have a question with regard to blanked out, but it'll come back, I'm sure. Looking at this. Oh, right.
It was on the desk.
What are you looking for?
A pen.
Oh, it's printing the ruler, cutting the ruler. It's cutting the ruler
Oh, okay.
and engraving it at the same time. There it's cut. So that light is the...
That's the laser cutting through the material.
Okay, great. Great, here we go. Perfect, thank you, very cute. And can I keep this?
Yes.
Okay, and then so the other question I had was, can you network the printer? Can you send things to it?
So if you're going to network, what we suggest is you have a machine. Well, you have to have a machine, one machine to one laser.
Okay,
So what we suggest is that machine is networked and you send things into a file
a file server.
on that machine. And then the person that's running that machine then does it. Because you need to
Okay.
be here,
Right.
you know, so, and that's how we do it.
Uh-huh.
But you need to have one machine to one laser.
Okay, all right, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at a
this
different machine.
here-
This machine is the Speedy.
This is the Speedy 300 Flex.
Double X
So-
Flex.
Yes, and so what a flex is, here, let me get this started, and then I will explain to you what a flex is
Okay.
while we're waiting.
Because it takes a little while
Because
longer.
it takes a little bit longer. So right now I'm just positioning where I want to start my job. And it is, I want to check the focus really quick.
Okay. And here we're going to work, was it a PNG or a JPEG we're going to work with?
JPEG.
A JPEG.
And then what we did is we used our photo optimization tool to make it
Laser friendly.
laser friendly.
Okay.
And so that's why over here you see it has the little camera. That means it's a photo optimized image.
Okay,
Which
great.
is right there.
Uh-huh.
This software looks very different. This is our job control software that comes with our Speedy line.
Okay.
So it's very different.
But we could also do this with the other machine.
Yes.
Okay. And would we use this software?
No, it's the
we
other
would use the other software. Okay.
The photo optimization on the Rayjet has to happen in your vector program as opposed to the laser software
Oh, okay.
with
Yeah.
a Rayjet, but it is still possible to do this.
Sure. You just have to know.
Yep.
To do it. Yeah.
So this is a flex machine. What makes this different is it has both a CO2 laser and a fiber laser in it at the same time. So what you're seeing actually right now is the fiber laser, and it's marking on the acrylic. Now fiber laser, as opposed to vaporizing the material, which a CO2 laser does, changes the chemical composition of the material.
Oh, interesting.
So when you pull this out of the laser, you're going to see that it's not, you can't feel it like it's engraved.
Uh-huh.
It's smooth. And that's because what it's doing is it's bleaching out the black in the laser. Fiber lasers are what you use to engrave on metals. They will engrave and anneal on metals. They will then also mark on plastics and polymers. So it's a different type of laser. What we're doing here is we're first marking the plastics with the fiber laser, and then we're switching, it's going to switch laser tubes without opening the job, without doing anything. We just told it in the software to do it. It's going to switch to the CO2 laser tube, and it's going to cut it out for you.
And so both tubes are in there.
Yep, both tubes are in the back. We're the only company that does this way. It's patented, and other companies do sell a dual tube laser. We are the only company company that you don't have to do anything to switch the laser.
You don't have to switch the heads or anything.
Yeah, you don't have to take anything out, nothing mechanical, no extra tooling. You just tell it in the software to do it, and it does it. It automatically adjusts the Z height and everything for it. You use the same lens for both laser tubes. So it's a neat machine.
Interesting.
May I ask for the design of the cut? What kind of software do you use?
I use Corel.
So I could use Illustrator?
Yep, you can use Illustrator, you can use any vector software. So,
And again, remind me, was it PNG or JPEG?
this is a JPEG.
JPEG.
Yep, this was a JPEG file. So what we did is we pulled it into CorelDRAW, and then I just did a little bit of optimization in there just to adjust to make sure that the contrasts were nice and good. Because when you're doing, just like if you're working with black and white photography, when you're working with this and it comes out black and white, grayscale,
Right.
you really want to make sure that your levels are very distinct. Otherwise, it just kind of looks like a grayish mush.
Right.
So that's all I did there. I just played a little bit with the contrast levels, and then when I sent it over to be lasered, I did
Photo optimization.
I checked the photo optimization box, and it did it all itself. So it's a really neat feature of our job control software. So yeah,
But I could send it over in color. It would just be mushy color.
could be mushy color.
Okay.
But now, when you're working with a laser, the different colors they do different things. Different colors, when you're sending it over, tell the laser to do different things. With this one here, everything I sent over in black, I'm telling it to engrave. Everything I sent over in red, I'm telling it to cut. So, say I was working with a CO2 laser and I wanted to engrave at different heights or speeds or materials, I could do black and blue and red and green and a different shade of blue.
So you actually do have to work the colors of the image in order
When
to
I'm doing
make them laser ready.
Yes. What you would do is you would take a color photograph and make it black and white. So, but it needs to be in grayscale.
Right. And then if you wanted to adjust the heights, then you would add color back in.
Yes, you would add
Okay.
color selector back in.
Okay.
So, I use
But it would still be black and white.
It would still be black and white. Yes.
Sorry, it's a little mental process going on here.
It's interesting, but yes, it will still be black and white because really all you're doing is either vaporizing the
Right.
material or changing or bleaching out the material. It's not.
What you need is a
Can't do it.
material that at different at different height levels will actually be a different color.
There are a lot of materials like that. Romark sells the two-tone.
Are they here?
Yes, they are 2 booths up that way, but Romark
Good check.
it makes a two-toned material. Oh no, if I get it too close, it might get cut off. There was a thing.
Oh, the corner?
Yeah, it might work.
Okay. It's a demo.
But it's almost done engraving, so just give it a sec, and then it's gonna stop. See, the Z height dropped because it's switching to the CO2 tube.
Great.
It pauses, the CO2 tube is starting up, and in just a sec, it's going to start cutting.
Okay. Cutting around to Los Angeles, 2014. I think it made it. Perfect. Good job. Good job. Obviously an expert. He's done this before.
There you go.
Thank you. I gotta have this one, not that one. This one is the one Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Good job. So it's very compact. This is the size of the computer next to it, so you can kind of visualize. But it does require a filtration system or some sort of venting to the outside. Here's small products. Plain. That's cute. That's very cool. Boxes. Acrylic form.